Following a very public diplomatic spat, Ireland's Prime Minister has dismissed the decision by Israel to close down the embassy in Dublin, claiming the issue to be deeply personal and false.
Hi there. I obviously won't be responding to deeply personal and false claims from any member of the Israeli government. But what I will be doing is remaining fully focused on speaking up and speaking out in relation to war crimes, in defence of human rights, international law and protection of civilian life. It's absolutely essential that we continue to call for peace, that we continue to call for a ceasefire in the Middle East, that we continue to call for humanitarian aid to flow freely into Gaza. This situation cannot be allowed to continue. And Ireland and Irish foreign policy has always been deeply embedded and rooted in those principles of standing up for human rights and international law. That will remain our focus, and we will never be silenced.
The statement comes after Ireland requested for the International Court of Justice to expand their definition of genocide in order to persecute Israel for the war against Hamas. Instead of aiming to reconcile the relationship between Israel and Ireland and addressing the concerns of anti-Semitism within the Irish government, the President of Ireland instead made false claims against Israel.
It is a very serious business to actually brand the people because, in fact, they disagree with Prime Minister Netanyahu, who is in breach of so many bits of international law and who has breached the sovereignty of 3 of his neighbours in relation to Lebanon and Syria, and who would like, in fact, actually to have a settlement in Egypt. I think to suggest that because one criticises Prime Minister Netanyahu, that one is anti-Semitic, is such a gross defamation and slander, where I have to say that originally when I was accepted credentials, I put it down to lack of experience, but then I saw later that it was part of a pattern to damage Ireland.
The issue of rising anti-Semitism in Ireland has been highlighted multiple times since the 7th of October attack against Israel by Hamas, after a notable rise in reported cases.
Unfortunately, what we've seen throughout this year, since the war started, has been concerning deterioration of the relations, with the increase of anti-Israeli and anti-Semitism rhetorics and initiatives from the government, from the media, and just a general hostile atmosphere that is a concern for us and the Jewish and Israeli communities in Ireland.
So, with government figures brushing off claims of anti-Semitism and continuing their mission against Israel in the International Court of Justice, Irish-Israeli relations are seemingly hitting an all-time low.